Welcome to the buyer negotiation process. Purchasing a home can feel overwhelming, especially if you're new to the real estate world. But don't worry, I'm here to walk you through each step of the negotiation process, making it easier to understand and empowering you with the right tools to navigate your home purchase. My goal is to make the process as simple and clear as possible while showing you how you're protected under Texas real estate law. I'll also offer best practices to help you make confident decisions throughout what is likely the largest investment you'll ever make. Buying a home is not just about finding the perfect place, it's about negotiating terms that work in your favor, understanding your rights, and knowing what to expect. By the end of this guide, you'll have a much better grasp of what's negotiable, how the market affects your position, and how to handle the different stages of the buying process. How I will write your offer. As your real estate broker, I'm your partner and guide when it comes to making an offer on a home. I will help ensure that your offer is competitive and fair based on the home's value and current market conditions. Here is how I craft your offer. Before drafting your offer, I'll take a close look at what's happening in the housing market. If homes are selling quickly and for more than the asking price, which is a seller's market, we might need to come in strong with your offer. If there are more homes than buyers, which is a buyer's market, you may have more room to negotiate. I'll research comparable properties, also known as comps, in the area to determine the right price to offer. This helps ensure that you're not overpaying, but still offering enough to be taken seriously. Contingencies are conditions that must be met for the sale to go through, and they are key to protecting you. Common contingencies include inspection. The home must pass an inspection, and major issues can be addressed before closing. Financing. This ensures that you can back out if you can't get a loan. Appraisal. The home needs to appraise for the sales price in order to get your loan from the bank. The offer will also include details like when you want to close or finalize the sale and move in, as well as many requests for items like appliances or furniture to be included. Once I submit the offer to the seller's agent, it's time to wait for a response. And this is where the negotiation really begins. Counter offers and how we will handle them. Once the seller receives your offer, they can respond in several ways. They might accept it as is, reject it, or send a counter offer. A counter offer means they agree to some parts of your offer but want to change others, such as the price or terms. And here is how we'll approach it. A counter offer typically comes with changes to the price, closing date, or repair requests. I'll explain the details and help you decide how to respond. What are your options? You can accept the counter offer if it works for you, reject the counter offer and walk away from the deal, counter again with changes of your own. This begins a back and forth negotiation until you and the seller can agree. It's important to keep your priorities clear during this stage. I will help you negotiate the best deal possible while keeping in mind the value of the property and your budget. Negotiations might take a few days, and it is normal. It's part of the process of finding common ground and making sure both sides are happy with the deal. What we can negotiate in the purchase contract. There is more to negotiate than just the price. In fact, many parts of the contract are flexible, and knowing what we can negotiate will help you get the best deal. The most obvious thing to negotiate is the price itself. Depending on the market and the condition of the home, you may be able to offer less than the asking price, especially if the home has been on the market for a while. Closing costs. These are fees and expenses you pay when closing the sale, such as loan fees, title insurance, commissions, and escrow fees. Sometimes you can ask the seller to cover a portion of these costs, which can save you money upfront. Repairs or allowances. After an inspection, you can request that the seller fix certain issues or provide a financial allowance so you can handle the repairs yourself after the sale. Items to be included. If the seller has something in the home that you'd like to keep, like appliances, curtains, or furniture, you can request that it be included in the sale. But please note that anything that is built in or attached to the house is already part of the real estate. Possession date. This is the date you take ownership and get the keys. Sometimes the seller may need extra time to move out, so we can negotiate this date to work for both parties. Market conditions and how they affect our negotiation. The market conditions at the time you're buying will play a huge role in how much leverage you have during negotiations. Let's break it down. A buyer's market. In the buyer's market, there are more homes for sale than there are buyers. This gives you more power to negotiate a lower price or ask for things like closing cost assistance or repairs. Sellers may be more willing to make concessions to get their home sold. A seller's market. In a seller's market, there are more buyers than home for sale. Here, a seller has the upper hand, and you might have to offer more than the asking price, waive contingencies, or be flexible with terms to get the home you want. Why an inspection is important and how we will negotiate repairs. Once your offer is accepted, one of the most critical steps is getting a home inspection. The inspection will reveal any hidden issues with the property, from plumbing and electrical problems to roof or foundation concerns. Here's why this step is important. An inspection helps ensure that you're fully aware of the home's condition before committing to the purchase. It provides rooms for negotiations. If the inspection uncovers significant issues, we can ask the seller to fix the problems before closing. Instead of having the seller do the repairs, you may ask for an allowance or a credit to cover the cost of repairs after closing. Or if the repairs are costly, we can ask the seller to reduce the price to reflect the work that needs to be done. Important to note, sellers are not obligated to agree to our repair requests at all. They may refuse or negotiate a different solution. Some sellers may choose to sell the home as is and make no repairs at all. If we can't agree with the seller on how to handle the repairs, you can choose to walk away from the deal. In this case, your earnest money will be refunded depending on the terms of your contract. Negotiating repairs can extend the closing process. If the seller agrees to make repairs, we'll want to re-inspect the property to make sure everything was done properly before you close. What happens if the appraisal is low? Sometimes the home appraisal, an assessment of the home's value by a third appraiser, comes in lower than the offer price. When this happens, it can complicate the loan process because lenders won't usually approve a loan for more than the appraised value. Here is what we can do. Ask the seller to lower the price. We can request that the seller reduce the price to match the appraised value. If the seller won't lower the price, you can choose to pay the difference out of pocket, which may not be ideal but could help you keep the deal alive. And if you believe the appraisal is inaccurate, we can challenge it, providing additional comparable homes or comps that support your offer price. Appraisal waivers and when and why you might use one. In certain cases, you might consider waiving the appraisal altogether, particularly in a competitive market where homes are selling fast. However, there are risks to doing so. If you're confident the home is worth the price you're offering and don't want to risk losing it in a bidding war, an appraisal waiver might make your offer more attractive to a seller. Waiving the appraisal means that you could end up paying more for the home than it's actually worth. This could affect your financing and leave you with less equity if you need to sell the home later. Other important considerations: earnest money. This is a deposit you put down to show the seller that you're serious about buying the home. If the deal falls through for reasons covered in your contingencies, you may get this money back. But if you back out for reasons not covered, you could lose the deposit. Title insurance. I'll ensure the seller provides clear title to the property, which means that there are no legal issues like unpaid taxes or liens that could affect your ownership. Title insurance helps protect you against these problems. Home warranty. Sometimes we can negotiate for the seller to include a home warranty, which can cover the cost of repairs for major appliances and systems during the first year of ownership. Closing timeline. The timeline for closing the sale can be negotiated to fit your needs. This includes the time needed for inspections, securing financing, and any repairs that need to be made before you move in. Negotiating a home purchase can be a complex process, but with the right knowledge and support, you can navigate it confidently. By understanding what's negotiable, how the market affects your options, and how to protect your interest, you'll be better prepared to make decisions that are right for you. As your real estate broker at Showstopper Realty, I'm here to guide you through each step, ensuring that you get the best deal possible while staying protected under Texas real estate law.